Avengers, assemble! What's up, guys? So, guess what? Today is May 1st, 2015. You know what that means. It's Avengers Age of Ultron Day. Yes, Avengers Age of Ultron Day is out. I mean, the movie's out, but I'm calling it that because that's what it should be called. Well, anyways, I got great news because I've already seen the movie. And I'm happy to tell you that it is really bad. It sucks so much. I was so disappointed. I cannot believe Avengers Age of Ultron gives us this crap after all the movies we've been seeing this year. There's not enough action. The story sucks. Yeah, right. No, Avengers Age of Ultron. Let's get to it. Here with Drew's reviews. Avengers Age of Ultron is the sequel to the first Avengers from Marvel, and it's the next movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe franchise. The last one in this franchise was Captain America the Winter Soldier, which is amazing. So let me get this straight. Avengers Age of Ultron sees, as soon as it starts off with all the Avengers in the action right away. You don't have to wait at all. It gets you right to it. And for the first part of the movie, you feel like, oh, this is pretty awesome. This is what you want to see. But you've already seen it already, so it's not as exciting. But it's still exciting because it's always exciting to see the Avengers fight together. So yeah, beginning of the movie, you see, I don't want to say too much about the story, but you see the Avengers going somewhere to take somebody out, and that somebody's from an organization which you're familiar with. But it's really cool because it's in the snow, it's in the middle of Europe. It's a totally different setting from the first Avengers, and that's something that I love about this movie. As opposed to the first movie, this Avengers movie takes place in locations across the world, so it's a global experience, so the threat is much greater. And speaking of the threat, let me talk about the threat right now. The new villain, which is Ultron, voiced by James Spader, is amazing. I'm so pleased with that villain, especially because it's a villain that's created just for this movie. It's not a villain who we've seen before. I mean, Loki was great, but we had already seen him before, so it wasn't as fresh as seeing Ultron for the first time. And man, what a menacing robot he is. He's funny, he's scary, he's intelligent, he's an incredible villain. He's everything you want to have an Avengers movie for a villain. He is a threat that's capable of destroying the Avengers. So yeah, he's not the only new addition. In this movie, you see for the first time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe these two mutants who are going to be referred to as miracles in this franchise because they don't have the rights to call them mutants because 20th Century Fox owns them. But anyways, I loved them here. I personally loved Quicksilver more in this movie than X-Men Days of Future Past because of the way he looks and the role he plays. Sure, he had better scenes in X-Men Days of Future Past, but he wasn't in the whole movie, and he doesn't look as cool as this Quicksilver. This Quicksilver looks cooler. And Scarlet Witch is his sister, and she brings a lot to the role. Those two characters are a huge part to the movie, and you'll see why when you see it. And so yeah, the movie continues along at a steady pace. Once Ultron is born, things start to get really dark and really scary real fast. The tone of the movie has a lot of humor like the first movie, but it is also a little bit more darker. And the action set pieces are fantastic. This is the most visual effects in any Marvel movie in history, and it really shows. But I am so happy to say this movie's so good. It's extremely entertaining from beginning to end. You're constantly smiling. You see a bigger role for Hawkeye in this movie, which is also good because the first movie you didn't see Hawkeye. You didn't see that much of his personal life. You didn't see that much character development. But this one you do. You see brand new costumes for all the characters. I love Iron Man's new suit. I love Black Widow's new suit. I love Hawkeye's new suit. I love Captain America's new suit. Everything, when you think about this movie, I love everything in it. The soundtrack is great. The setting is great. The story's good. There's some surprise cameos which you will see, which are very fun to watch. You see Rhodey. I'm not gonna say anybody else. You see a lot of characters in this movie. You see, of course, Stan Lee has a funny cameo as usual. The story really gets going good though when Ultron appears. I'm telling you. There's also a surprise character who I'm not gonna say, but he makes a huge difference in the entire story. He is a game changer. Without him, I don't think the Avengers would have won. But I'll just leave it at that. The Hulk also has much more scenes in this movie. He's got a little thing going on now with Black Widow, which is very new and unexpected, but I'll take it. I love the new laboratory they're in Tony Stark's lab. It's really refreshing to see new settings in the movie franchise. What else can I say? The action scenes were bigger and better, as much as it's hard to believe, but they really were. They set up for the next Marvel movies franchise pretty well too. You get a sense of who the new Avengers are gonna be, and it's really exciting. I'm just so pleased to see these characters come to life on the big screen in such an amazing way. Marvel is doing such a good job, and I'm lucky enough that I saw it last night, and I got to get this exclusive poster. Yeah, this is a mini poster, one sheet of the IMAX Avengers poster. Yeah, so it's really fun to see. Nick Fury, I thought Nick Fury was just going to have a cameo, but no, he does not just have a cameo. He's got a bigger role than people are complaining about, and I don't understand, because it's pretty good. He's supposed to be dead now after the first Avengers, but he's not, and he's got a pretty big role, I think. So overall, my favorite parts, everything. I love the ending battle. There's action scenes for individual characters. That's also different from the first movie. You'll see characters have their own action scenes. Like you'll see Iron Man and Hulk having their own action scene. You'll see Captain America having his own action scene. You see Black Widow having her own action scene. You really see the independent scenes that make this feel much bigger and better than the first movie and any other Marvel movie they've created. So, for my final thoughts of Avengers Age of Ultron, I really loved this movie. I would have to give it... It's really hard to think of anything wrong with it, so I guess I'd give it a 10. There's nothing wrong with this movie for me. Avengers Age of Ultron gives you everything you want in the sequel and more. So, Avengers Age of Ultron. Today is May 1st. I know you're going to see it. If you like this video, please click like and please click subscribe. As you can see from my channel, I love Marvel and I love everything Avengers. So, stay in touch and I hope to see you soon. Avengers, assemble!